Elysium is a film that's with Matt Damon that was made like 10 years ago. And basically it says, in the future, the world's gone to hell. The world has already gone to hell. But in the future, there's this space station where all the rich people live, and they live in harmony on the space station, and the rest of the world is shit. And that space station is called Elysium. And that's basically what we have already, because a lot of countries in Europe, they are that space station compared to the rest of the world, certainly compared to many places in Africa and Asia. And so people will do pretty much anything to get here, to get a piece of that. And so lying about their situation is nothing to be granted the opportunity to have a better life. And of course, if we accept all the people who lie to us, and that's pretty much all of them, then what will happen is they will not get a better life, and neither will we, because we will deplete our resources, and then we cannot help anybody, and we cannot help ourselves.
Do you blame them for that, the migrants?
I blame the government, because the migrants are just doing, what everybody would do.
Yeah,
so I mean, how can you blame someone for wanting a better life and lying for that? Nobody really can blame one for that. So I'm not saying my clients lied. I'm just I'm not stating anything about my clients. I'm just saying that
you're not allowed to, no?
Yeah, it's a general. Obviously, people will lie about whatever, and that's why the government has learned a little bit, because now before, every single male from Africa said he was a homosexual.
Yeah.
So now,
and it's from a country where it's punishable for being homosexual, so they can't go back.
And then now the government says, well, that's fine, but you can only have asylum if you can prove that the government is after you specifically for being a homosexual.
Okay.
So they're learning a bit, but it's just it's a great problem. There are two different problems here. One is everybody wants to come here, and two is many of those who want to come here have perceptions and rules for how to behave that are completely incompatible with how we live. Okay, if you insult me, I will laugh and say, okay, well, that's your opinion. Yeah, but that would never be acceptable for a Muslim, because if someone insults you, you have to hit them, And remember this great story about elementary school in Netherlands where a Moroccan family were called to school because their son had beat up a Dutch boy, really beat him up, so he was bleeding and had to go to the hospital. And the teacher said, your boy has really, really wounded this other boy, and that's not acceptable. And then the parents said, well, the Dutch boy teased our boy. He said he was stupid. And then the teacher said, well, that's possible, but
the response is not acceptable.
You cannot respond by beating him up and almost killing him. And then the parents said, well, you're wrong. We've taught our boy that, of course, if anybody says anything to demean him, he must immediately beat the crap out of that person. So this is, if they want to do that in Morocco, I'm really not going to meddle with that. They can do what they want in their own countries. And of course, I could say as an objective observer that it's not going very well for them with their culture in their own countries. So maybe, it's not a great culture. That's a point. But they shouldn't do it here. And that's a problem, because they want to do it here. And even the people who don't want to do it here, they're doing it anyway. And with that, I'm saying it's very difficult to change what you are.